Last week it was announced that Netflix had reached an agreement to stream all 47 games of the 2026 World Baseball Classic in Japan. This is Japan only, not worldwide. And it's a huge win for Netflix. They get exclusive rights to stream the biggest sports event in Japan, featuring the country's most watched sport. It's sure to result in a large increase of Netflix users in the country. But for the WBC, the results will not be good. In 2023, average rating for games involving Japan was over 40%, higher than the Super Bowl in the US. Over 55 million were watching when Shohei Ohtani struck out Mike Trout to win it all for Japan. With Netflix being the exclusive provider in 2026, there is no way they see those figures again. On the one hand, it will be accessible to those who don't have TV, especially younger viewers. They'll be able to watch on any device. But they'll be far outnumbered by those who rely on TV for sports programming, who will just pass on the WBC this time. To understand this better, you first have to understand that America's love for Netflix isn't universal. Every article I've seen in English makes it sound like everyone is using Netflix already. But take a look at this. The top 10 countries by number of Netflix users. The US is by far the most with 66 million. In relation to the country's population, that's about 1 in 5. That's about the same you'll find in the other English-speaking countries. UK, Canada, Australia, about 1 in 5. A little lower in Canada, but pretty close to that. But then in Germany and France, it's a little less than that. Mexico, 1 in 12. Japan, 7 million, or 1 in 17 people using Netflix. That is much lower than the US, and it has the 7th highest number of Netflix subscribers in the world. So for a lot of countries, it's even lower. Yet, if you read articles on this topic, or read comments from Americans on social media, you'd get the impression that everyone around the world is supposed to have a Netflix subscription already. And in the end, that's Netflix's goal. They want the whole world using their service. As the reign of traditional TV comes to an end, Netflix hopes to crush the rest of the competition. And what better way to do it than to make one of the most popular sporting events exclusive to their streaming service? A great business move on their part. But the reality is, most people have TVs in their home. Most people don't have a Netflix subscription. This arrangement will do a lot to change that. Baseball fans who don't currently have a Netflix subscription will be sure to sign up. But out of those 55 million who witnessed the final out of the last WBC, remember, a lot of them are not baseball fans. They watched because it was the biggest event going on, and all they had to do was switch on their TV, which is already in their home. Will those same people get a Netflix subscription just to watch one major event in a sport they're not a big fan of? I'm willing to bet most of them won't. And even if Japan makes another run to the title game, I expect every game to see a small number of viewers compared with last time. We've seen the WBC grow into a huge event in Japan. The whole country gets united behind their team. And because of the WBC, baseball has become even more popular than it already was in Japan. But that would not have happened if casual fans and non-fans had all this time needed to sign up for a service they don't normally use, just to watch the WBC. Why don't Japanese people use Netflix so much? Well, a few reasons. For one thing, the streaming service DAZN takes care of most of the major sports there that are not found on TV. It has more to offer for the Japanese market overall than Netflix, as far as sports anyway. So a lot of young sports fans who don't have televisions have a paid subscription to DAZN for their live sports programs, and now they're being asked to get another paid subscription for this event. Another thing is the age of the people in Japan. While the median age in the US is 38, in Japan it's 49. So Japan is much older on average. A lot of old people who've been watching sports on TV their whole lives are not about to change for this one event, even if they are baseball fans. Someday terrestrial TV may go extinct, and Netflix and DAZN will be the only options. But as long as TV is around, they can continue watching it just as they have their entire lives. If the WBC is not available, oh well, they can watch an old movie or reruns of an old show. They don't need Netflix or anything other than TV. As for me, I've lived in Japan for 18 years now, and I'll confess, I've never used Netflix. Never had a reason to. I stopped watching movies a long time ago. The only thing I really watch on TV is baseball, and TV takes care of all my baseball needs. I get at least one MLB game every morning. Every NPB game is available in the afternoon and evening. Other than that, I don't watch much TV, and I don't watch movies. So what use would I have for a Netflix subscription? Will I get a Netflix subscription just to watch the WBC in 2026? Yes, of course I will. I'm one of the biggest baseball fans you'll ever find. I think I don't need to tell you that. But if it was something other than baseball, I'd have to say no. While I was starting to put this video together, I had a rugby game playing on the TV. It was Sunday afternoon, MLB was done for the day, and all NPB games were night games. Very occasionally I'll watch rugby, and once every 4 years I'll watch the Rugby World Cup. I'm not a big fan, though I do enjoy it. But if they were to tell me that I would need to get a subscription to a service that I don't normally use just to watch the World Cup, I'd pass. Find out the scores later, watch highlights on the TV news or on YouTube. That's good enough for me. I like rugby, but I'm not going to inconvenience myself in any way just to watch it. And I know there are other sports fans around Japan thinking the same thing right now. Baseball isn't their top priority. Their favorite sport is soccer, rugby, basketball, sumo, or something else. All their sports needs are satisfied by TV, or DAZN, or something else. Baseball is alright. If they can flip on the TV and watch the WBC, they'll do it. But if it's not that easily available, they're not going to go out of their way to make it available. So for Netflix, a big win. For the WBC, a big loss. This would work a lot better if Netflix had an agreement to stream the WBC in the US. Might even increase the number of viewers there. But the company isn't trying to increase WBC viewership. They're trying to gain more subscribers in Japan. And it's going to work. Some people will sign up for the first time and decide they want to stay signed up. Others will sign up and cancel after a month. But so many more won't sign up at all. Those are people who watched the WBC in 2023 and will not watch in 2026. Anyway, that's what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments. That's all for this one, and until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya!